Let's see, today's topic is spectral theorem. See the statement, T be the arbitrary operator on H, let lambda 1 etc. lambda n be the distant eigenvalues, m1 etc. mm with the corresponding eigenspaces, and p1 etc. pn projections of eigenspaces. Now the following three statements are equivalent. The first one, mi's are pairwise orthogonal. Second one, pi's are pairwise orthogonal with I is equal to p1 etc. pn, and t is equal to lambda 1 p1 plus etc. plus lambda n pn. And the third one, t is normal. So for finding this spectral theorem, you should know the previous result. Okay, let's continue. 1 implies 2 because to prove that three statements are equivalent. First, 1 implies 2. MIs are pairwise orthogonal and span H. And to prove that PIs are pairwise orthogonal. Since MIs are pairwise orthogonal and span H, according to span H, every vector x in H can be uniquely expressed as x is equal to x1 plus etc. xn, with each xi belongs to Mi. Also given that MIs are pairwise orthogonal. Again, see, PIs are the projection of eigenspaces. PIs are the projection of the eigenspaces MIs. And you know that MIs are pairwise orthogonal. So automatically PIs are pairwise orthogonal. So the condition for pairwise orthogonal is Pi Pj equal to 0 for I not equal to j. And you know that x in H, for each x in H, you can consider this Pix is equal to Pi into Ex. You can take as x1 plus x2 etc. plus xm. Now see here, Pix is equal to Pix1 plus Pix2 plus etc. Pixi plus Pixm. Since already you know that xi belongs to Mi and Mi is the range of Pi. So the condition of a range is Pixi is equal to xi. And hence you can write that Mj is orthogonal to Mi. Since you know that Pi's are pairwise orthogonal, right? So further, j not equal to I, you can write that Mj is orthogonal to Mi. See, if we take an element xj belongs to Mi, so you can write this one as xj belongs to Mi complement. Now, Mi complement is the null space. Mi is the range of Pi. Mi complement is the null space. So, condition of null space is Pi xj is equal to 0. So, Pi xj is equal to 0 together with the Pi xi is equal to xi. Now, from the second condition, you can write the Pix is equal to Pixi. Pix1 plus Pix2 etc. So, in short, Pixi. So, now you can write that Pixi is equal to xi. So, in this place, you can write xi. Now, you can consider Ix is equal to x. Already you know that in the first slide, you can see that x is equal to x1 plus x2 etc. plus xn. Right? Now, xi is equal to Pix. So, substitute here. Xi is equal to Pix. So that x1 is equal to Pix plus x2 is equal to P2x etc. plus Pmx. Now you can take x outside. Hence you will get I is equal to P1 plus P2 plus etc. plus Pm. Now you can consider this Tx is equal to T of, already you know that x is x1 plus x2 etc. plus xn. Just multiply inside and you know that Tx is equal to lambda x. So that lambda 1 x1, lambda 2 x2 etc. lambda m xn. And again using this result, xi is equal to Pix. So that x1 equal to P1x, x2 equal to P2x etc. Now you can take x outside. So that you will get T is equal to lambda 1 P1 plus lambda 2 P2 etc. plus lambda n Pm. Now you can see 2 implies 3. This 2 is nothing but Pi's are pairwise orthogonal, and to prove that T is normal. So, in the second subdivision, you can see that there are 2 cases. T is equal to lambda 1 P1 plus lambda 2 P2 etc. plus lambda n Pm, and one more I is equal to P1 plus P2 etc. plus Pm. So, Pi's are pairwise orthogonal, and to prove that T is normal. Since Pi is the projection, you know these 2 cases, Pi star equal to Pi and Pi square equal to P. Pi are pairwise orthogonal, so according to the condition Pi Pj equal to 0 with I not equal to j. Now you can take T star. You know t is equal to this value, so t star is equal to the whole star. Lambda p the whole star is equal to lambda bar p star. So similarly here lambda 1 bar p1 star etc. lambda m bar pm star. Again using this condition pi star is equal to pi, so p1 star is equal to p1 etc. plus pm star is equal to pm. Now you can consider t star. So t is this value, t star is just you found out. So just multiply this one. So multiplying so on, lambda bar is equal to modulus lambda square. In the same way, lambda 1 bar is modulus lambda 1 square, p1 square, etc. In between, you will come across these type of terms as lambda 1 bar, lambda 2 bar, p1, p2. Such case that's equal to 0 since pairwise orthogonal. Again, lambda 1 square, p1 square equal to p1 by this condition. p1 square equal to p square, etc. pm square equal to pm. In the same way, you can find for t star t. So, t star into t, just do as like this calculation, you will get the same value. Now, you can write t star equal to t star t. This is the condition of normal, so t is normal. Let's see 3 implies 1. T is normal operator on H, and to prove that MIs are pairwise orthogonal and MI span H. Since T is a normal operator and one more, PMIs are eigenspaces of T as in the statement, T is normal and MIs are eigenspace. By a theorem, you can say that MIs are pairwise orthogonal. So the first part is okay, MIs are pairwise orthogonal. Next we are going to show that MI span H. See here Mi span H means just you have to go into find that M1 plus M2 etc. plus Mn equal to H. You know that MIs are pairwise orthogonal. Again you know that PIs are projection on MIs. So directly you can write that PIs are pairwise orthogonal. See here PIs are projection of MIs, and what is MI? MI are pairwise orthogonal. So directly you can write PIs are pairwise orthogonal. You can see the result also. Let you can take as M is equal to M1 plus M2 etc. Mn. And M is the closed linear subspace of H, and the corresponding projection is P equal to P1 plus P2 etc. plus Pm. Refer this. Now, M is a closed linear subspace of H with the projection P. You can write that eigenspace Mi reduces T. If Mi reduces T, you can write the condition of the reducers is Pit is equal to Tpi. Consider the term Tp, which is equal to T into P value P1 plus P2 etc. Pm. Just multiply inside. You can write Pit is equal to Tpi according by this reduced condition. Now you can take T outside, so that Pt. So Tp is equal to Pt. So M reduces T means it is automatically by the condition M complement is invariant under T. If M reduces T, M complement is invariant under T. Also, we need to show that M span T. So for that, you are taking U be the restriction of T to M complement. So restriction of T to M complement, the condition is the Hilbert space M complement Ux is equal to Tx. For U is the restriction of T. Now, X is an eigenvector of U corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. You can write the condition Ux is equal to lambda x. U is the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. You can write Ux is equal to lambda x. By this too, you can write that Ux or both are equal, so Tx is equal to lambda x. So that you can write that x is an eigenvector of T. Now you can see that eigenvector for U. See here, x is an eigenvector for U, and just now you found out that x is an eigenvector of T. So that you can write that eigenvector for U is also an eigenvector for T. So, eigenvector for T. So, T has no eigenvector in M complement. See here, T is an eigenvector, but T has no eigenvector in M complement. So that you can write that M intersection M complement equal to 0. Since eigenvector for T are in M and it has no eigenvector in M complement. So, M intersection M complement is equal to 0. Using the above slides, we written that M intersection M complement is equal to 0. So, the only possibility M complement is equal to 0. Sorry, M complement is equal to 0. So every operator on a non-zero Hilbert space must have a eigenvalue. By a note, every operator on a non-zero Hilbert space must have an eigenvalue. M complement is equal to 0. So what about M is equal to whole space, that is Hilbert space H. So you can write M is already chosen as M1 plus M2 etc. plus Mn, which is equal to H. This is nothing but M spans H. Thank you.